Hello humans, Master Dinnerflex here, bringing you low quality content you deserve. And today, as you can see, we're doing something very, very different. So, as you can see, this is a very different game from what I'm normally playing, and that's just because I'm enjoying this game right now, and I thought, you know, if I made a YouTube video in a while, so I might as well try something different. And hopefully you guys enjoy that. But we will see. And as you can see, I wanted to keep the spirit alive. So this skin I actually made myself, and it's Lilith, Lady of Lament. It's got the eye thing. The hairstyle's the same. Let's see. The back has wings and a very questionable tail. Just things like that. I've been playing on this world. I had a world before this, but the Nether corrupted because I was playing in the snapshots. I'm still in the snapshots, but they're a lot more stable now. So I had to just toss that world because all of my Nether progress just went away, so I didn't feel like playing that world. So I started a new world, and I've been playing on it for a bit, but this time I took it slower, I guess. Like, I didn't rush to progression, so I still don't have Elytra. I have, like, most of the... I could go kill the Ender Dragon whenever I want at this point, but I'm holding off on it for a little bit, just because I want to get some more builds done, so when I get to beating the Ender Dragon, it'll be more because I need the shulker boxes rather than I just want to get the Elytra out of the way. It's more for things like that. So this is a world. I don't remember what I called it. I guess it really doesn't matter. We'll just say it's Landville, or the town of Village. It doesn't really matter what this world is called, but there's not a lot built, but I want to give you a tour, and I'll kind of explain some of the things I've been building. So the very first thing I built was actually this tree that you see here. It's a pretty large, like, magical willow. It's not the best, but I do like it because not only is it, like, really nice shape that I kind of like. I usually don't experiment with, like, rounded logs or, like, pillaring logs, but it also hides some farms. Like, this is an automatic honey farm, and this is an automatic egg farm. And it also has this, which is a semi-auto composter. You just put whatever you want to compost in here. It goes into a composter for free, and then it turns it into bone meal. And this mound of chest right here, I am filling up with pumpkin pies for a secret project. And this was the second thing I built. I was actually really inspired by Skyrim to build this. I wanted to build like a castle-like ruin, where it's very old, very run down, but it hasn't collapsed yet. And I wanted to work it into the mountain. I think it looks really good, but it's actually not rooms, despite what you would think. This is actually used to hide more farms. Like, this is an automatic that farm, and then if you open this entrance, it's just more farms, because I wanted to get farms out of the way. And we're not even out of the woods at farms. So, the idea behind this is that I wanted to turn this mountain into, like, a ruined castle. Like, the entire mountain's not going to be the castle, but jutting out from parts of the mountain are, like, a very old castle-like structure, and completely ruined. I've already started it over here, too, and this already has farms in it. But there's going to be, like, multiples of these jutting out. But you're going to also see working on this house on top. And this house is going to create the illusion that I've built a house on top of this mountainous castle ruin. But it's used to preserve, like, the ruins rather than to just replace them. So that's going to be pretty cool to work on. And it's also going to be very hard to convey, but... that is what it is, and we'll see how well it comes out. And again, just hiding more farms: kelp farm, cactus farm, bamboo, and mushrooms, which thing's very slow. And then I started working on this, and there was a bug one of the snapshots ago where 2x2 trees won't grow, and the bug is still persistent. It's just not as bad. But it was really rough because the bug pretty much, I had to stop progress on this house because it used both dark oak and spruce, and you can still grow the normal spruce, but it's so slow in comparison to 2x2, and then you can't grow dark oak at all, so I just had to stop. But I gotta finish that house, and this one's gonna be kind of like the big house of the town. It's the one that's going to be preserving the ruins, and it's going to be where I'm putting my storage. Like, that's where I'm gonna have a lot of storage. And it's also going to have storage in the mountain, so. And then I also wanted to experiment with, like, housing for the rest of the area, and I actually wanted to use a bit of color. This is magenta and purple terracotta. They actually go really, really well together. In this house, it's one of the first, and it's actually one of the ones I was worried about because it's not just a bunch, it is a bunch of squares, but it's not like a singular rectangle. It's composed of multiple squares and rectangles. And I was really worried that I was just going to not be able to do it, but I think the house came out looking really good, and it's there's some interior in it, but I need to finish it. And then in the backyard I added like a little laundry area. It's kind of cool. I need to add more to the backyard because there are going to be more houses in this area. And I also, as you can see by this whole cluster of just crap everywhere, like, these are more bee farms that need to get removed. These crop farms need to be removed. All these chests need to go somewhere. This enchanting setup needs to go somewhere. It's all stuff out of the early game, and that's actually one of the things I really wanted to do. Is a lot of the times when people make Minecraft videos, it's like episodic, and you join them at the start, like at the very start of their world when they have nothing, and that's just really boring because the start of Minecraft has been the same for like 11 years, or I guess 10 years, whatever. It's been pretty much the same the whole time. So why would you want to watch it if it's over a decade old of, like, things that have been done before? So instead, a lot of the creative and cool stuff actually comes after you get out of the early game. The stuff that's actually interesting. And I'm literally at the end phases of early game. So I got all the equipment I need to go take on the Ender Dragon. I've started building. I'm getting structures down. I'm getting farms down. Just things like that. Things you don't really think about. Like, a lot of things are like, ooh, I'm going to build a house. Ooh, I'm going to mine diamonds. It's like, you've seen that a billion trillion times. There's no reason for me to rinse and repeat something you've already seen. I'd rather show you something different that might not, like, even if it's not different, it's a different approach to it. And this is like the last thing I've built so far, and this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. As I continue to fall out of these trees, I'm going to show you how I approached a witch farm. I got really lucky finding a witch hut literally right next to where I was building, because this is like all really close to spawn. It's like at the edge of a swamp too. Is really lucky to find this, but here we are. This is a witch farm. As you can see, I've been, quote, decorating it, but it's still got a long ways to go. Like, this is still really ugly, and this is literally a stone pillar with a ladder to get to the AFK spot, which still I don't think is in the right position because at night it's pretty inefficient, but that's also got some issues because there's mountains everywhere. But witch farm, pretty simple. This is a... Oh, here's one. Let's see if it'll shoot up the waterfall. That's the whole point why I added this purple glass. Can we see it? Doesn't look like it, but the whole point of this is it's a trap hook or tripwire design. That's it. That's the word. So it's a tripwire design which every time a witch spawns in the witch hut, it automatically triggers a dispenser line which pushes them into a funnel. Oh, there she goes. That's really funny. It's like the comfy witch hut into the magical portal into the tunnel of love into the kill chamber. It all comes together. This, it's a tripwire design. They get funneled into a water canal, which will then launch them up here, which I really added the purple glass just to see them launch up. And then they will, you'll come up here and AFK. And when you're AFKing, they're dying because I have a minecart crushing system. And if you like loud noises, you're gonna love this. If not, well, you'll enjoy this anyway. Trust me. So the whole, yeah, there we go. Here's the noise. This is a kill chamber. It's a bunch of minecarts. Whenever a witch falls in, it crushes them to death. They suffocate in a wall. The game tree says suffocating in a wall because of entity cramming. And then you get all the stuff, and you can get a bunch of cool stuff from this. Mainly the redstone is a big thing. Gunpowder is also huge. Glowstone, glass bottles, all useful stuff. Even the sugar for the pumpkin pie project has been in handy. Like, all this stuff, very useful. But that's it that I've built so far. I don't have Elytra, so I can't, like, show you everything at once. But, yeah, that's about it. I'm going to be starting more projects here. I'm going to be finishing the builds I have, too, because this needs to get a lot more pretty. I was thinking about making this AFK spot like a tiny, tiny witch hut that just... It's like a super tiny house that's floating on this island, and this love chamber is going to look nicer too. It's probably going to be like another witch hut looking thing. Like, the whole thing I wanted to do with this is, like, you can tell this is a witch farm. That's what I want to show, but it looks like it isn't a farm, but it is. That's what I want to kind of do, because a lot of the times when people make these, like, super efficient super farms, they don't make them aesthetically pleasing, and because of that, it kind of takes away from the world, especially when, like, the farm is so close to where I'm actually building. It's better to take the time and actually try to make it look nice, which this has a long ways to go, by the way. It's pretty rough looking right now, but that's kind of the point. I'm going to try to make the farms I have aesthetically pleasing, which is why I'm hiding the plant farms in the ruins. But, yep, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you enjoy me just trying something different. I've been meaning to do this for a while, and hopefully enjoy, and that's about it. Thank you all for watching, and remember, Master Dinnerflax will take your soul.